ladies and gentlemen, we are at the finals. We've got Elias versus Justin the Bakker. Both players have a 4-1 record right now, and both players have proven today that they have played quite well. In the early rounds, we have seen Justin earlier on one of these videos where he was not able to win his game, but he managed to bounce right back. As the same for Elias also in a video losing there, but both won their top 4 games there. So let's talk a bit about the teams. We have Glimmora, Dragonite, we have of course Dondozo Tatsugiri combination, and the Chi-Yu plus that Iron Bundle. And on the other side we have Azumarill, we have Annihilate, the Pelipper, the Iron Hands, Fluttermane, and the Amoonguss. Both really solid teams. Elias' team is a little bit more known, a little bit more used, I feel, with the Glimmora with the Glimmora being able to put up any sort of toxic spikes, trying to make sure that the Pokemon keep getting chipped down bit by bit so that Dondozo can go for a possible sweep there as well. And then you can keep a Pokemon in the back in case you switch out the Glimmora for that Tatsugiri. Switching it in, making sure that Dondozo gets his Omni Boost as well. Well, his double Omni Boost, I should say. As on the other hand, of course, we have Azumarill. Azumarill in the rain just hits so hard, man. But I feel it's rather hard for Justin to deal with this Dondozo, except for his Amoonguss, really. His Amoonguss is his main way to deal with this. As we are getting into the match here, let's see what both these players are bringing in the finals. We have Azumarill plus that Pelipper. We have immediately that Rain combination, as we have the Iron Bundle plus Glimmora. Glimmora not really liking its position all that much because, yeah, an Aqua Jet will, well, an Aqua Jet in the Rain should kill it, right? But you always have that option of going for that Terra. As the Iron Bundle actually really likes his position, as it is able to hit both the Pelipper and the Azumarill super effective with a Freeze Dry as well. Glimmora now really having to choose what to do. You can go for that Terra Grass, which also helps you in the early game. But the issue is that Pelipper might be able to predict that. Go for a Hurricane there, because we already know that the Pelipper is a Focus Sash variant as well. Focus Sash meaning it will survive one hit anyway, and if it's faster than a Glimmora, it could go for a Hydro Pump or a Hurricane. It's a bit of a 50-50, but a Hurricane onto... Ooh, it is actually a helping hand from the Pelipper, making sure this Azumarill is able to hit very hard as the Freeze Dry is coming out into that Pelipper, putting it down to its Focus Sash right now. It is... that means that the Glimmora is going out with that Mortal Spin, poisoning both Azumarill and the Pelipper, but Pelipper will go down because of the damage first. Now, helping hand in the rain. Let's see what this Azumarill does here. This Azumarill is going for the Play Rough, but unfortunately missing the Iron Bundle. Oof, that is very unfortunate. That is not something you'd like to see here. That is just an unfortunate position for Justin here, really. Nothing really more to add to that. As we have the Fluttermane coming in now. Fluttermane is quite fast, but it is not faster than Iron Bundle. So let's see what they might do. Iron Bundle is able to potentially Icy Wind, making the Fluttermane slower. But a Freeze Dry into Azumarill could deem to be very nice as well, because this Azumarill is being chipped down every turn thanks to that poison as well. Which is, again, not so great that he missed the Play Rough there. But that does tend to happen. That is something that can happen. As Azumarill just going for a Protect this turnaround. As the Fluttermane is able to go for a Shadow Ball. But it is into that Iron Bundle who just protected. Meaning now this Glimmora is free to do what it wants. It is a Energy Ball into the Azumarill. But no dice, it is going to the Protect. So nothing really happening except for the Azumarill taking a bit more poison damage as well. Now, the option still arises here to try and damage these Pokemon as much as possible. For if you have the Dondozo Tatsugiri combo in the back, Azumarill is still able to go for an Aqua Jet into the Glimmora. But you do have the option of Dondozo and Tatsugiri, which are able to switch in quite nicely into this Glimmora actually, just because it has the option of just being able to resist the water type stab that the Azumarill is able to put out there. And Dondozo doesn't really mind that the rain is up either, because now his Wave Crash is gonna do so much more as well, as we have a switch out from the Glimmora into that Dondozo, as the Azumarill actually switching out as well. So let's see, it is the Amoonguss there, a switch in, maybe for the potential Freeze Ride coming in, or the Icy Wind. It is the Icy Wind onto the Fluttermane and onto the Amoonguss, of course, lowering both their speed. But now this Amoonguss is able to go for a Spore, as the Shadow Ball coming out into the Iron Bundle and taking it down as well. So Justin being able to bring it kind of back with that, but now you have to consider that you are slower than this Dondozo, if it's a +2, of course, because because most of the time Fluttermanes are faster than whatever the Dondozo are, but now you have to consider that you have an Ice Wind, so you're always slower as well. So let's see, we have Glimmora, Tatsugiri. Elias really thinking about what he's gonna switch in. If it goes Tatsugiri right now, he'll be stuck. He'll be stuck with what he has. Dondozo is still an option. Dondozo, Tatsugiri. But the Amoonguss, you need to deal somehow with the Amoonguss. The rain is up, however, so Wave Crash in the rain with an Omni Boost will do quite a bit. And you still have that Terra option as well, where Dondozo is able to go for that Terra Grass, I believe it was, where it has a Terra Blast. But mainly it will be immune to any sort of Spore. And if the Amoonguss doesn't have Clear Smog, well, that's just a whole lot more of issues. Okay, so let's see what these Pokemon are deciding to go for. Dondozo could perfectly as well just scout out and just protect for one turn. Tatsugiri now being in its mouth, making sure that it cannot be damaged right now. Not really needing to, but the Dondozo does need to Terra Grass to make sure that this Amoonguss is not able to hit it for a Spore there, as a switch out happening from the Fluttermane. It is that Azumarill again. We have seen it, but this Terra Blast will hurt it if it going into that, as the Terra coming out from Elias' side. His Dondozo suddenly deciding to become a grass typing as well. A big, huge plant on its head, of course. Dondozo train is coming, the Donductor, as let's see what it is. That Wave Crash, however, into the Azumarill, but it is enough, even though resisted. This Azumarill quite healthy still. But in the rain, +2, Wave Crash, yeah, that will do it. As now the Amoonguss is able to go for a Clear Smog, meaning Dondozo's stats are now lowered, no Spore, just not risking it, just going for a Spore, just making for a Clear Smog, just making sure that this Dondozo did not have its boost. You still have the Glimmora in the back with the Assault Vest as well, and it is still able to tank some hits, as well as you have the Scar Tatsugiri as well. You do have to try and kill this Dondozo right now. It has chipped itself thanks to Wave Crash, but yeah, that it's only one more turn of rain, so meaning this Dondozo can go for a Wave Crash, maybe potentially KOing this Amoonguss in the rain. Honestly, I do believe he can, because it is a Dondozo. It is very strong. Opting to go for the Fluttermane, which also makes sense, because if the Fluttermane is a Choice Specs variant, it cannot protect or anything, so honestly, might be a good play. As we have the Shadow Ball now, Fluttermane being faster, of course, thanks to the removal of its stats. For the Wave Crash still coming out, being able to survive, and that Fluttermane is just gone, meaning only the Amoonguss being left over, meaning it is not able really to do a whole lot right now. Dondozo will fail because of the recoil damage, but now you have the Tatsugiri and then of course the Glimmora as well, just being able to deal with this Amoonguss. Amoonguss just going for a plump buff onto the Fluttermane, but unfortunately, yeah, it will go down thanks to that Wave Crash. And now 2 Pokemon versus a Amoonguss that is just mainly support. It is not looking that great. Just going for the Icy Wind plus Power Gem, just the stab here. As the battle is cancelled, Justice sees the writing on the wall, and we are finished with game 1. Alright, let's see what we have for game 2. It is the Pelipper again, but this time around it is the Iron Hands as the Glamora Iron Bundle lead from Elias that worked so well last time. It's just coming back, making sure that it is able to output as much damage as possible. The booster energy activating, of course, the Iron Bundle's Quark Drive, meaning its speed is now raised to immense levels because this thing is just so fast. Okay, so now you do have the option of taking out the Iron Bundle plus Hurricane, but we already have seen that the Iron Bundle does have access to Protect. You can also go for that cheeky Terra Ghost there, the Iron Bundle, just being able to make sure that you are able to get off an attack as well. Cool. So honestly, not a bad move in that regard. As the Pelipper, as Elias is locking in its moves, like even Earth Power from his Glamora not gonna do all that much to his Iron Hands because it is of course Assault Vest, and Iron Hands has so much HP as well. As we do have that Terra coming out right now, it is the Terra onto the Iron Bundle becoming that Terra Ghost, meaning Fake Out will not work. Let's see if this is actually working out, as we do have the Terra on the other side as well. It is the Pelipper this time around. Pelipper going for that Terra flying. Okay, so let's see what will happen in this regard. Strong Hurricane will still hurt. Freeze Dry will still be enough to put it down to its Focus Sash there, because of course, yeah, it's still effective. As the Hurricane coming out, Terra flying. Let's see how much this does. Ooh, into the Glamora, which is still a rock type, so not gonna do all that much, unfortunately. As yeah, just a Mortal Spell is able to bring down the Pelipper yet again, and poisoning the Iron Hands now as well. So not the best of positions, not going to lie, as you use your Terra already quite early. Dream Punch coming out into that Glamora, meaning the Poison Toxic Spikes are gonna be set up as well. But you still probably have that Amogus in the back, which is able to just remove these. And yeah, but now your Iron Hands is on a timer as well, meaning every turn it will take a bit more damage, and that little bit of damage can make up for so much, because yeah, even though Iron Hands is very bulky, it survives a lot of moves. If you're able to make sure that it will not be able to survive enough there, you are able to deal with it quite well. And now with the Iron Bundle being a Ghost type, you can Dream Punch that, and you can't really Dream Punch the Glamora either, because you've already seen its neutral damage. Glamora is still hanging on, and you are able to heal off enough damage, but it feels like, yeah, Justin is just in a very bad position right now. So Freeze Ray into the Amogus seems pretty free right now, as with Earth Power as well into the Iron Hands, because now the play that Elias wants to make is just chipping down as much as possible on Justin's side, as we have the Hydro Pump in the rain actually doing massive amount of damage, and the Earth Power, oh, just bringing down the Iron Hands. And yeah, this game is just being played again with the Amogus. Let it stay as last. Spore coming out into the Iron Bundle. Of course, Iron Bundle now being asleep for certainly one turn at least. Maybe Justin has a Pokemon in the back that can deal quite a bit of damage. It is that Flutter Mane. We already know that it is Choice Spec, so it is able to go for potential Shadow Ball here into the Iron Bundle. Just making sure into the Glamora, because the Iron Bundle has to take a turn of sleep. At least one. So, while the Amogus is able to just Spore the other slot, just to make sure, potentially, or yeah, I don't know. You really want to try and take down this Glamora, I feel, because you do not want your Flutter Mane on a timer. You do not, but you do not want to have your speed lowered either if that Dondozo is in the back there. But you're never able to really KO it, even with a Choice Spec Shadow Ball. So it's kind of rough here in this position. You are able to 2-hit KO at least with if it Earthquakes there. But you are able to redirect any sort of moves from this Dondozo in the back, maybe with that Amogus, as a Shadow Ball is coming out into that Glamora, and it is enough to get that knockout, meaning Justin might just be making its way back here as the Spore is coming out into the Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle still staying asleep there. Dondozo is able to switch out, and now you have the ancient old game of, are you switching out that Iron Bundle for that Tatsugiri? Is Tatsugiri coming in? Is Dondozo just gonna protect, making sure that the Iron Bundle can potentially wake up? You cannot risk the Dondozo going for a move onto your Floodmane, even Earthquake. So you really being put in a situation where you have to know what your opponent is gonna do. You have to make a very hard call and just say, yeah, he's gonna do that right now, as Elias has decided to switch in his Tatsugiri. So let's see if Justin has made that call as well. Iron Bundle being switched out here, meaning the Dondozo will get all of its boost. Tatsugiri onto the field, gonna be eaten up right up. The Commander going inside Dondozo's map, boosting all of its at +2 attack, +2 speed, +2 special attack, +2 speed def, +2 defense. That Dondozo has everything right now. What did Justin do? Did he go for a potential Rage Powder here? If he did, he has to. He has gone for the Rage Powder. Let's see if the Shadow Ball is enough to 2-hit KO this Dondozo. As the Wave Crash is coming out into that, wow, in the rain, doing so much damage as well onto this Amoonguss right now. Amoonguss able to heal off a bit of its damage thanks to its Citrus Berry, but it will not like to take another one of these because it did more. Oh, the Shadow Ball into the Tatsugiri slot. Unfortunately, Justin calling it wrong in that regard, meaning, yeah, you have your Amoonguss, which is able to redirect the move if it is able to survive a second Wave Crash. So because from this range it didn't look like it was gonna be able to, but if it is able to, that gives your Floodmane the option to Shadow Ball twice onto this Dondozo, and you really needed to do it twice as well. Rage Power coming out, meaning now Wave Crash or a possible Earthquake coming out. Let's see what it is. It is the Wave Crash again, just making sure that this goes down at least, and yes, the Amoonguss is going down. So right now Justin needs a crit and a half to help with this Dondozo problem right here. Dondozo also being faster than Floodmane, interestingly enough. Shadow Ball coming out. Ooh, unfortunately no crit. Rain stops, and that means the Wave Crash will be able to deal enough damage with this Floodmane. Wave Crash, of course, 120 base power, and it is coming from +2 Dondozo. I think this Floodmane is done, as the Wave Crash is coming out into that Floodmane. Floodmane not hanging on, and GG, well played there. Elias Truyens is has won this Premier Challenge. Congratulations, Elias. Very well played by both players here, but there can only be one winner. So yes, congrats, well done, and hopefully you at home enjoying this video have enjoyed this as much as I have, meaning you can maybe come to one of these events as well. It's very fun and you learn quite a bit. See you guys next time.